Hello guys, good morning, and today we are finishing up our last video of September. Yes, I have given you guys a few soups now to keep in your recipe book, and I'm hoping that you're enjoying them. I'm getting a lot of messages from people saying that they've been making them and they never had them before, so I'm very glad that I've encouraged you guys to make some new soups. It was good for me also because, as I said last week, I always seem to make the same soups at the restaurant. So speaking of that, today is a very windy day. I have the windows open and I'm enjoying it so much because it's the calm before the storm. It's very nice out weather-wise, but I know we're going to be getting a lot of rain and a lot of wind. This hurricane is coming. So what better way to spend the day than making soup? So soup is so comforting, and it's definitely a fall dish. So today's is actually really nice because it's spicy. I'm not a spicy person, however, just enough spice in the sausage makes this soup really good. And it's been opening up my nasal passages also, so it's really good. So super simple ingredients as always. You know me, I'm not a, hi Diana, happy Thursday. I'm not a crazy cook with a million ingredients, but I wanted to show you guys it's out in the world. That's right. I know I've been telling you it was out, and I brought it home from the restaurant last night, and it is here. It is on Amazon. I am waiting patiently from UPS to drop off this box of books for me for people that have pre-ordered already. I have those and we'll be shipping them out. And also there's going to be a few available at the restaurant to buy. But like I said, it's on Amazon and I couldn't be more thrilled. So here it is, Home is Where the Apron Hangs. And it is just loaded with such great recipes. I'm gonna see if I can see what these say. I'm awful with the eyeballs, especially after last night. We had a long night celebrating the restaurant's 7th birthday. So it was a late night for me, but I had a wonderful time. Good food, good wine, good music, good friends. So who could ask for more? Okay, so in my cookbook, I have it, of course, divided into, in the table of contents, I have it divided into Rise and Shine, and then I have Bowls Full of Love. So on page 31, you will see the spicy sausage and the tortellini soup. So this is the one that we're going to be making today. And it's a favorite of mine because tortellini happens to be one of my favorite pastas. I love it with Alfredo. And it's, it goes just so well with a hearty dish. I love tortellini. So I'm going to be looking at my cookbook today, even though I already know the recipe, but it's always good to refresh myself. Okay, so I have my soup pot going, and I'm just putting in a little bit of olive oil here, and we're going to always start like we always do with our carrots, onions, and celery. So I cheated today, and I have the onions already diced up, because you know why? I already made a big pot for work, so I kept some of this stuff aside, and I have it ready for us today. And then I'm just going to cut up a little bit of celery here. You'd be amazed at how much celery adds to a dish. You think to yourself, let me move my coffee cup. Oh, well, I don't have celery. I'm just going to leave it out. You could, but everybody's going in. I'm going to do one more. So these were actually 2 stalks, but I cut them in 3s like this just to make smaller bites. And Pepe is outside today. He's loving this because it's a little bit cooler. So I'm just gonna throw these in. Alrighty, cut these all up. Everybody into the pool. There we go. Okay, so I'm just sauteing these down a little bit until the onions get soft. I'm gonna see if I can see some people who are watching. I see Cindy, and I see Janice, and Glenda, and John, my bro. He is watching. He's my paisan. John was at the restaurant last night celebrating with us. Okay, and to make these go a little faster, we're just going to season them with salt and pepper because that makes your vegetables sweat. So of course they're going to cook faster. And this is the only seasonings that you're going to put in this, is salt and pepper. Because when I tell you the sausage is going to be enough, I'm not kidding. It's delish. So if you don't like spicy, you can just buy mild sausage. That's fine. All right, so this thing is actually cooperating today, so I'm happy about that. It goes on and off and on and off. Okay, if you are not lucky enough to find ground sausage already, then you'll be with the links. And then you're like, well, how am I supposed to get this ground? I'm going to show you a really easy way. Instead of trying to like squeeze them out of this top case, these have casings on them. So instead of trying to squeeze it out of the casing, you just run your knife, you hold it like this, run your knife down the center of it, and it breaks that casing, and then it just comes right off like this. See? And then you're left with the ground sausage. And you can put that in. So the recipe calls for 1 pound, and these links, you know, equal 1 pound here. And we're going to keep going through. If you wanted it just a little bit of spicy, you could do half spicy links, half sweet. Alrighty. And then one more. I'm telling you guys, I tried this new coffee today. It's called like Folgers 1850 like Pioneer Blend. And oh man, you know, I'm an avid coffee drinker, but this stuff is like, ooh. So I'm glad though, because I need it. I'm tired after last night. Okay, so now I've got my sausage in here. And you know how hard it is to just, let me move this over a little bit. You know how hard it is sometimes to like break up, you know, sausage with this? You can use this. I don't know. Hi, Jen. How are you? I don't know if you've seen this little thingy. It just looks like 2 spatulas, like, you know, and then, you know, like, I don't know how to describe it, but it cuts up meat. So if you like tacos, like my husband would have tacos every single night, any type of ground meat that you want to break up, this thing does the job for you. And I got it on Amazon. And it works perfectly. And the funny thing is, we have this big, when we make bolognese at the restaurant, we have this big, like, it looks like a potato masher, because our pot is like this big, and it takes a lot of muscle to do it. So I couldn't believe how good this worked. And so I bought it for the restaurant, and they love it. They're like, oh my God, this thing works so good. So I bought them off Amazon, but the funny thing is when I walked into the dollar store yesterday, they have them at the dollar store. So there you go. And just like that, it's all done. Look at that. It's all ground up. It took 2 seconds. You know how hard that is with the spoon sometimes? Okay, so it's perfect. Sloppy joes, tacos, anything you want like that. It breaks it all up. I make my dog's food every day, or probably every 3 days. I make her ground turkey, you know, with fresh vegetables, because she's got a lot of allergies. She's old. She's 14 and a half. So at this point, she deserves all the spoiledness she can get. Okay, so we have our ground sausage in here and the mirepoix. And next we're going to put in the mushrooms. Now, if you don't like mushrooms, you don't have to put them in. I love them, and I think they add another thick like component to this. It's in something else to bite into besides the sausage. And I just bought the portobello ones, and now sometimes they can be huge like this. I just break them up like that. Just snap them and break them, because sometimes I mean, good Lord, look at the size of this. I mean, they're huge. They're great for marsala, but not for a soup, because we don't need big pieces of everything. And I'm just going to put in this whole container, believe it or not, because you know mushrooms, they shrink down. All right, I'm just kind of breaking up some of these really big ones. Man, I think the amount of mushrooms that I use at the restaurant, I need to start growing them, but that's kind of hard. Okay, so right now it's very thick. It's, you know, doesn't really have much liquid. The only liquid we had put into it was the oil in the beginning. Yeah, so we're gonna add some more flavor to this. And we're going to put in a 15-ounce can, or this is a 28-ounce can of diced tomatoes. So I like the diced because it gives you the juice, but it also gives you the tiny pieces of tomato. This way you don't have to have a big, if you were to use like the peeled whole tomatoes in the can, they're big and you gotta cut them up with your hand and everything. So we're just gonna pour that in and keep stirring around. Now, I will tell you with this soup, we're going to be making tortellini with it. So if you were going to make this in the daytime and you want it for dinner, you would make your tortellini separate because you don't want to add the tortellini in this pot with all the liquid, because during the longer it sits, the more it's going to suck up the liquid and you're not going to have any broth left for your soup. Okay, so I've got this all mixed in here now. And now I'm going to add in my chicken broth, and it's just 4 cups. So let me just get this right here. So I've got my 4 cups of chicken broth, and I'm going to put that in. Alrighty, and what we're going to do is we're going to let this go, and it's going to simmer. It's going to come up to like a slow rolling boil, and then I'm going to add my kale, and that's the last component to this is the kale. It smells good already. Okay, and now I'm going to add a handful of the kale in. And I like to go through maybe if there's bigger pieces and maybe kind of break it up. Now this I am growing in my garden because let me tell you, I use this every day in soups. I prefer it to spinach because it holds up better. The spinach, you know, after a day, it's all wilted and then it looks really, if you go to eat the soup the next day, it's all dark and black and, you know, I got to pick it back out. It's just terrible. Peppy just got scared of a wind gust. I guess the plant outside fell over. Okay, so Gracie, now she's eating kale. I didn't think she would like it, but she did. See, I'm used to throwing everything on the floor for him, but she gets spoiled now with all this stuff. Okay, so now we put our kale in here, and we're just going to kind of push this down and let it go, and we're going to let it simmer 20 minutes, like I said. In the meantime, while this is simmering, you could make the tortellini. You could put the tortellini on, and then you could just drain it and set it aside in a bowl, and then add it as you want to use it. I'll show you a little bit more. Okay, that's it, guys. Our soup is going, and now I'm going to get you the big pot, and I'm going to show you it finished, and I'm going to show you the bowl and everything. Like, it's so delicious. Hold on. All right, this is the pot I made earlier, and I've got a bowl and a spoon ready for myself, and I'm just gonna go get a little bit of the tortellini, which is done. Okay, so this is how we'll do this. I have my tortellini. It was just sitting, you know, in a little bit of oil and everything for it not to stick together. Because, like I said, if I put this in here all day, this is going to get huge and suck up everything. And then they lose their texture. So I'm just, look how nice this looks, how beautiful. This is a great soup. All right, so I'm going to add a little bit in the bowl here. Alrighty, and I'm going to add some tortellini. This is going to be a great soup today for me for lunch. It's perfect with this storm. Look at that. How good does that look? And I can smell the sausage, you know, a little bit, like the spice of the sausage a little bit, but it's not going to be too spicy. And to this, one second, I just want to put on a little Parm cheese. Now this is fresh grated Parmesan Reggiano, the one that has the rind, not the one that comes from the can with the green rim. That's not really cheese. This is really cheese that I grate. And then I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to put some on the top. Okay. And we're ready to give this a try. I have not eaten. I was so stuffed and so tired from last night's party. I haven't eaten anything. All right, so I'm gonna take a tortellini. Ooh, boy, guys, this is gonna be hot, hot, hot. While it cools down for a second, I'm just gonna bring this back again and show you guys. All right, so don't forget, the recipe is on page 31 in here, and they're out for sale, Amazon. Hi, Teresa, how are you? They are available on Amazon. There's gonna be like a small amount available at the restaurant. If you pre-ordered, it's getting mailed out. But this actual soup recipe is on page 31 in the book. So make sure you go ahead and get that. There's a lot of good soups in there since we have fall coming up. I'm just gonna drizzle a little olive oil on the top, and I'm ready to try. It's delicious, guys. That little spicy sausage, and then the broth took on all those flavors from the vegetables and the mushroom, and the kale in there stood up. The cheesy tortellini. It's a good soup, guys. It's actually like a meal. So I hope you enjoy it. It's a great day for it, of course, with the storm coming. You guys have a wonderful day and stay safe. Come on, Grace. Let's go get Pepe.